May this week's Devar Torah be a schus for Nilay Neshama for Devora Bas V'Hirsch, my grandmother, whose yard site is tonight. It's coming off a bit of a hiatus. Hashem for good things. Zeichet to have a beautiful chasana, beautiful Sheva Brachos, and now Mitzvah Hashem will try to get back into things for Parsha's Lecha. Everything was amazing. Was zeichet to tremendous bracha from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And our graphic designer Srili also just became a chassan. His vart is tonight as well. Baruch Hashem, time of bracha, time of good things. So my mind is on the topic of bracha. So right at the beginning of Parsha's Lecha, Hashem showers Avraham Avinu with bracha. And Hashem tells him in the second pasuk, I'll make you into great nation, and I'll bless you. Make your name great. Bracha, and you'll be a source of bracha. What does veye bracha mean? So Rashi explains that one of the pshatim is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was giving Avraham Avinu the power to give a bracha. Rashi says that until now Hashem blesses Adam, Hashem blesses Noach. Now you have the power to bless who you choose to bless. Hashem gives Avraham Avinu the koach to give brachos. In the next pasuk, we have those who bless you, I will bless, and or those who curse you, I will curse. And you see it be Mekoyim in the world Bekar of Mitzvah Hashem. So Rav Shmuel Hamar says, we see that Hashem blesses you for blessing a Jew. So why does a person get schar for that? He says it must be that you're doing the Ratzon Hashem by doing that. It must be that there's a bracha to give a fellow, that there's a mitzvah to give a Jew a bracha. Of Avraham Avinu brings a Gemara that applies this pasuk to the concept of Berchas Kohanim, that he suggests that there's a mitzvah that when you go to your fellow Jew and you give him a bracha and you say a heartfelt, I really hope that you have a good life. Rabbi Beruben, the last time he gave me a bracha, he said that the Kabbalah he has from Rav Poshinsky's Zatzal is that the best bracha is May Hashem be Yamale Kol Mishal Salibcha V'Tova. May Hashem fulfill all your heart's desires for the good. So it says, in addition to being Mekayim V'Achdarachim V'Havtei Chakamochi, being Mekayim V'Avarcha Mivarechecha. When you give a fellow Jew a bracha. And he says it's really an opportunity if a person has the mindfulness when he gives a good morning, when he says good Shabbos, to actually want the person to have a good morning or have a good Shabbos, and actually have kavanah to be a bracha, and he's mekayim a mitzvah, he can actually be mekayim mitzvahs every time he does so. Definitely an opportunity during the chasana and during Sheva Brachos to give people brachos, that you have a special koach to give brachos, just the hiatus. And it's an opportunity to shower people with brachos, something I often only get to do on Purim, but the opportunity for it to be socially acceptable to do it is a wonderful thing. I really think it's a beautiful thing to be able to wish good upon people, to see good for people. It's part of wanting to live in a happy world and be happy for other people. Mentioned before the Zohar at the beginning of Devarim that Moshe Rabbeinu, when he mentions the blessings the Jewish people have received, he says, you become multiple like the stars, and he says, may Hashem add on to you 1,000 times. I see good by you, may Hashem give you so much more good, may Hashem give you so much more blessing. Later in the Parsha, we find another discussion about blessings. We have a story of the 4 kings and the 5 kings, and Avraham Avinu is victorious over the 4 kings. And Malki-Tzedek, one of the king of Shalem, he comes out to greet him with bread and wine. It says he was a Kohen to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he blesses him in Parak Yudal Pasuk Yutes. Vayivachem Vayomar Baruch Avram Makel Yon Konei Shamayim V'Aretz. Blesses Avraham Avinu, just helped free his people. Uvarach Kel Elyon Hashem Magen Sarecha Biyadecha Yitenu Ma'aser Mikol. He blesses Hashem, who's helped him as well. So Chazal are actually critical of Malki-Tzedek. That the Gemara in Nedarim, Lamed Beis, says Hashem wanted to actually have the kahuna come from Malki-Tzedek. As it says here, he is a Kohen. but Hashem instead, he did something wrong here, and therefore was taken away from Malki-Tzedek and given to Avraham Avinu's descendant, Aaron HaKohen. What did he do wrong? Because he first blesses Avraham Avinu for saving them, and then he blesses HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Hashem says, are you makdim the bracha of the Eved to the bracha of his master? And so Hashem instead gives it to Avraham Avinu. In fact, it's making the point here that when we have good things in life, we're supposed to really realize they're coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu first and foremost. And I guess it's saying on a practical level, I don't know about, halacha or ma'isa, depending on your madrega and how you feel, but it's saying conceptually. I think of it when I see introductions, when I see acknowledgments in books, or people giving speeches at a bris or something like that, and they're giving their thank yous. So should they be saying, last but not least, Hashem, or should they start off the first paragraph with Hashem, and then thank their wife and their family and everybody else? And it sounds like from this Chazal that there's an Indian to realize that everything came from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, realize Hashem is the master, and whoever just practically was the shliach to give you was the servant, and to bless accordingly. Rav Hamana brings from the Sefer Hasidim. He says, whenever you get good from HaKadosh, whenever a good comes to a person, you should first praise and thank Hashem, and then give thanks to the person who it came from. He brings from the Sefer Hasidim, writes, if a person has a Besura Tova, he gets somebody comes and tells him he gave birth to a son, he first should bless HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then he should bless the person who came and gave him the good tidings. And he brings a pasuk by David HaMelech. David says to Abigail, Baruch Hashem Elokei Yisrael Asher Shalchacha Hayom Hazeh Lekras, who brought you here to tell him to read me. Ubaruch Tamcha Ubrucha At Asher Kili Sani Hayom Hazeh Mivo B'Damim V'Oshe Yadi Li. He first blesses HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then he blesses Abigail for bringing him the good tidings. And the truth is, recognizing the greatness comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He brings a Pirkei D'Abiyazar that when Shem came out and blesses HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he says, Baruch Hashem Magen Tzarech B'Yadecha, blesses Hashem that he put the shield of strength in your hand. And Avraham, says the Medrash, Avraham Avinu davens for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He says, Hashem, it's not with my koach yadi that I did all this. It's the koach yamincha, your right hand, that you're the Magen Ibal Mazam Haba. V'ata Hashem Magen Ba'adi Kivodi Umeirim Roshi. It says, you're the Magen Ba'adi in Olam Hazeh, the Kivodi Umeirim Roshi in Olam Haba. The Yonim answered, they said, Baruch Ata Hashem Magen Avraham. So it's for that bracha. So we just see this idea that we have the power to give brachos, we have the mitzvah to give brachos. We should, of course, always be mavarech and mahal and give hodah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu before blessing others, and realize that everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And may we just all be zaychet to appreciate the good in our lives, to have good tidings, appreciate the good in our lives, and be a source of nachas to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Wishing you a wonderful Shabbos.